what's your plan for tomorrow?
My plan for tomorrow?
I got a lot of
I'm going to Hawaii.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Flying to Hawaii.
I would love that.
Going to London after that.
That sounds awesome.
Got a few books.
Mr. Worldwide over here.
Oh, yeah, right.
I call you Pitbull from now on.
Oh, yeah, that would be me.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John.
I'm Dom.
We are here to talk Final Order Cutoff with you. It's a pretty big week. There's some pretty cool stuff that's on FOC. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We do this show typically every Thursday morning. We do it live here on Facebook, and then we record this and post it to our YouTube channel. So check that out in case you're not around watching it live with us at the moment. The whole point of this show, though, is to talk to you about comics that are coming up on Final Order Cutoff. FOC, as we call it, is something that we as a comic book store do every single week. Now it's twice a week. Thank you to DC for moving to Sunday. And it's basically our last attempt to adjust numbers on books that we are ordering for the shop before they actually ship out to the store. So it's crucial for you guys as comic book fans to take note of all of this stuff so that you can let your local comic book store, you can let us know. If you don't have a local comic book shop, we can certainly do that for you. If you're one of our pull customers watching this, you know the routine. Take this information, go over it through the weekend, use it to your advantage, and then let your shop know either by Sunday, because all of the DC product is on FOC on Sunday, October 11th, or by Monday, October 12th for everything else, for Dark Horse, for Boom, for Marvel, for Dynamite, for IDW, for Image. Everybody but DC is due on Monday. DC is due on Sunday. So we make our own cutoff times. So we say everything's got to be, requests have to be into the shop on Sunday, October 11th by 11 a.m. Mountain Time. That's so that I can sit down at home and go through all of the notes and everybody's requests and make sure that I special order all that stuff for you. Yeah, that's right. No Batman for you. No Ghost Maker, Clown Puncher, Punchline. None of that.
None of that.
None for you. And then everything else, we put a request in, for DC, or not for DC, for Dark Horse, for Marvel, for Image, for IDW, for Dynamite, 11 a.m. on Monday, October 12th, so that I can sit down all day Monday, hit the computer, and put everybody's orders in. So the way this show works, if you see something that you like, you can comment sub, and we will put that book on your subscription so that you don't miss any subsequent issues for that comic book. If you would just like to pull a copy so that you don't want to commit to adding the entire series to your hold slot, you can comment pull with the title, the cover that you would like, because most of this stuff there's going to be multiple covers, and how many copies you would like to order. So if you're a speculator and you're like, I got this feeling that there's going to be a new character in Wolverine this week, you can order. The sky is the limit. You just have to let us know before Monday to get however many copies that you want ordered in. That is, of course, there's caveats to that. There's, unfortunately, the comics, don't just magically manifest undamaged on our doorstep when they're supposed to be in the store.
UPS takes care of that for us.
Yeah, UPS likes to give them a good shake, and Diamond themselves likes to kind of beat them up a little bit before they go in the package. But by getting your requests in, you're securing your copies, and hopefully they show up okay. There's still circumstances beyond our grasp that can affect that sort of stuff. So if you'd like to subscribe to something, please comment sub with the title, and we'll add the whole thing to your pull list. If you would just like to pull a copy, let us know title, cover, quantity, and we can get you whatever you want. Sky's the limit.
Radio's on here, so he definitely knows what a sub is.
Power bottom? I don't. I got nothing. Okay. So from Dark Horse this week and from IDW this week, because it's a crossover. That's something you're going to hear a couple times this show. Dark Horse and IDW this week. We have in stores on November 4th, Stranger Things Dungeons & Dragons crossover number 1.
That's pretty cool.
Right? It's very fitting. Follow the crew from Hawkins, Indiana as they discover the legendary monsters and epic adventures of the Dungeons & Dragons tabletop role-playing game together. Long before the dreaded Demogorgon took one of them to the Upside Down, watch Mike, Lucas, and Will bond with Dustin for the first time over the game that would define their childhood. See the party come together as a team through communal stories and perilous quests to learn important lessons about friendship and find the courage to stand up to the bullies that challenge their everyday. Don't we all have some of those every day? Okay, so we have 3 of the 4 covers available when I typed this up last night. We don't have the A cover, so that's not up here. The A cover is by E.M. Gist, or Geist, I don't know how you say his name. Gist? Is it like GIF or GIF?
GIF.
Or AT-AT or AT-AT? I don't know. So the A cover is missing, and we'll show you how to look into that a little bit later on the show. We've got cover B right there, which is by Anna Dittman. Cover C is on Dom's side by Diego Galindo. And then cover D, which is down here,
That's
and
awesome.
note that art is not final, but that is the Dungeons and Dragons kind of, what do they call that? The dungeon guide or,
Dungeon Guide or
character guide or whatever. That is by David Michael Beck. So those are 3 of the 4 covers. The main cover is still missing as of when I typed this up last night. So for those of you that don't know, the requirement is that publishers have to get all of the information to Diamond by Friday at 11 a.m. So we used to do this show on Friday, but we pushed it back to Thursday because DC opted to move their FOC date from Monday to Sunday. So by doing this show Thursday, you've got all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday to look through this information and get your orders in. Player handbook, there you go. But as a result of it, we don't always have all of the covers, so I apologize. But like I said, we'll show you a trick at the end of this to check it throughout the weekend. Check it. From DC this week, we were just talking about him momentarily ago. In stores November 4th, we've got Batman number 102. Bruce Wayne and the city he loves have changed dramatically following the events of the Joker War, but Batman and his mission are eternal.
Like Moon Knight there.
Right. That's the running gag. But not everyone thinks that should be the case. The mysterious vigilante known as Ghostmaker has known Bruce since they were teenagers. Who could it be? And he's made his decision. It's time Gotham City had a new hero. Main cover on my side is by Jorge Jimenez, who's been doing the interior art this whole time. Variant cover on Dom's side is so Moon Knighty, and that is by Francesco Mattina. So cover A, cover B on FOC Sunday.
Love Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Ghostmaker, Clown Puncher, Hunter, Punchline.
What's the other one? Guy that looks like Liberace.
The designer.
The designer.
And then there was the Underbroker.
The Underbroker.
I think Tinian's created a ton of characters in his run, so good for him. Next from DC this week comes Sweet Tooth: The Return. This is interesting because Robert Downey Jr.'s whatever production studio has supposedly picked up the original Sweet Tooth to turn it into something, whether it's a TV or a movie, I don't know. But apparently DC decided to capitalize on that renewed interest, and so here we go. Sweet Tooth: The Return, number 1 of 6. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Gus. He had antlers and lived with his father in a little cabin in the woods. Then his father died, and the big man with cold eyes took Gus away. Gus went on many great adventures, found friends, love, happiness, family, and acceptance. Now, years later, it begins again. A young boy with antlers and deer-like features wakes in a bizarre and completely foreign world where the last humans struggle to survive. They tell the boy he is special, he is chosen, and that he alone can lead them back to a world dominated by the oppressive hybrids. Sweet Tooth: The Return is no rehash of the original series, but rather a bold reimagining of the Sweet Tooth mythology, taking elements of the original series and remixing them into something familiar but totally new. A divided world, a planet long ago past the point of devastation, and at the center of it all, a child who didn't ask to be born into any of this, but who has no choice but to try and forge some life for himself. His visions and dreams may not be real at all, they may just be fiction, but they are hope, and sometimes hope is enough. Acclaimed writer-artist Jeff Lemire reunites with colorist Jose Villarrubia to bring you the next chapter in the saga of DC's acclaimed series, Sweet Tooth. Main cover right there is by Mr. Jeff Lemire.
This one's surprising.
Variant cover on Dom's side is by Jim Lee.
That's amazing.
How about that?
Cross-hatching, man.
It's pretty rad. So there you go. Sweet Tooth, The Return, 6-issue miniseries from the folks at DC.
It's like Goat Boy.
He does. Look at this cool apple in my hand. It's terrible. Thank you, Jim Brewer. Finally, from DC this week comes the last issue of Young Justice, issue number 20. For the first time in months, the entire Young Justice team comes together to face a threat bigger than anything they've faced before. Just as the team has come to grips with their fractured legacy, someone from Young Justice's past has come back to murder them. That's harsh.
That's not nice.
That's pretty mean. Guest starring the Wonder Twins,
Wow.
Dial H for Hero, and Naomi, plus some other Wonder Comics surprises too hot to mention here.
I mean, look at it. It looks like Sesame Street on
It
the Derek Chew cover.
It does. Can you tell me how to get to Young Justices? Don't miss the final issue from the Eisner Award-nominated co-writers of Naomi. Main cover on my side is by John Timms. The variant cover on Dom's side by Derek Chew. Killing it with that one. Fantastic. Okay?
So chewy.
So chewy. From IDW this week, so, we just talked about Stranger Things, Dungeons & Dragons. If that wasn't enough to quench your D&D thirst, here is Dungeons & Dragons at the Spine of the World, number 1. A never-ending winter's night is slowly driving an isolated town in the depths of Icewind Dale to the brink of insanity. To save them all, a perilous journey awaits a band of adventurers as they battle a furious icy god and uncover the plot of an ancient primordial evil. Always fun.
So primordial.
Based on the massively popular game and featuring a cast of brand new characters written by New York Times best-selling author A.J. Mendez, plus writer and actor Amy Garcia,
You
co-writing.
can play with these characters.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never
I don't
played
know either.
D&D, so I wouldn't know. Cover A is right there before your eyes by Martin Cacolo? Cacolo? I don't know how you say his name. Cacolo? That's fun to say. There's also a cover B by Max Davenport, which I believe is going to be a character sheet variant, but I'm not positive, and we didn't have the image for it when I typed this up last night. So.
Let me know which one you want to search for when it comes down to it.
Okay. I'm pumped about this next one. This next one sounds fantastic. From IDW this week, IDW's got a ton of crap that's on
I was
FOC
looking at
this
this
week.
before you posted everything. Looks good.
This is Scarenthood, number 1 of 4. To-do list: drop kids off at preschool, grab coffee with other parents, go ghost hunting in the woods, fight a demonic entity, collect kids, nap time. Awesome! That's my life!
Rest in peace, that cover.
I know, right? With their kids away on a field trip, a group of parents disturbs an ancient evil buried beneath the old church hall, unearthing a decades-old mystery about a missing child and inviting something hungry into their lives. Hungry hippos.
That's right.
Hungry demonic children, maybe. I don't know. Suddenly, their mornings go from playdates and peanut allergies to a battle for the souls of one broken family and one child in particular. That's my son, Oliver. What scares you the most? Fighting demons or letting your kids down? Whew. Nick Roche from Transformers, The Wreckers Saga, Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, and Chris O'Halloran from Ice Cream Man have the answers. 4-issue miniseries, Scarenthood, number 1 of 4. I'm pretty jazzed about that. I can't
Look
wait
at the
to see.
Legos. Those are scary enough. You
Yeah,
step on those
absolutely. You'll scream bloody murder in the middle of the night. Okay, this next one we talked about already, but it's on FOC again. There's a couple of books like that this week. I don't know why. Maybe because we finally have a color version of the cover.
That's true.
So yay! Star Wars Adventures: Shadow of Vader's Castle. So this is just going to be a one-shot this year. The last 2 years, this was a weekly book that came out the entire month of October because it's kind of a spooky Star Wars Halloween kind of story. This one is just a one-shot, but now because of the re-FOC, it's not coming out till November 4th. So, do you?
Anakin's hands come back to life.
Oh,
I don't hate you.
It's just a story of chopped off hands.
His
Like,
hands.
from all of the lightsaber battles in the universe, it's just hands coming after, like, yeah. Cousin It leads the charge, or whatever his name is. Okay, so the Empire has fallen. The Mustafarians, because it sounds like Rastafarians, celebrate, but they know they will never be safe as long as they live in the shadow of Vader's castle. That's the title. Two young boys decide they're going to destroy the castle themselves, but a wizened old Mustafarian tries to put them off by telling them tales to teach them the lessons they might otherwise have to learn the hard way.
Ralph says Han Solo.
He wins!
That's fantastic.
You win the internet for today. Han Solo. Cover A is by Franco Francavilla, and it looks glorious in all of its color. Cover B on Dom's side is by Derek Charms. $7.99. I forgot to point that out last time.
Thick of that.
Super thick, just a one-shot. It says $3.99 on the covers there. Please disregard that price. That is not correct.
It doesn't say how many pages it is.
$7.99. I didn't look it up. I should have looked it up. Sorry. Next from IDW, in stores on November 4th, we've got TMNT Jenica Volume 2, number 1 of 6. That's a lot of numbers.
Yes.
216. That's like that's 316 is the Marvel Universe, right? Damn it.
616.
616. I was way off. Yeah. Due to overwhelming demand, the breakout hit TMNT character is back with another solo adventure. Mutants are turning into monsters and fear is spreading. Uh-oh. Jenica takes to the underworld of Mutant Town to get to the bottom of the situation. Little does she know, old enemies and new await. Cover A is by the writer and artist Bram Revel. I don't know how you say his last name. There is a cover B that will be by Kevin Eastman, but I don't have a picture. So
maybe we should go for that one.
Should we look at that one?
Cover B?
Cover B for Jenica number 2. We can do that. We can do that.
See if we can actually get something this time.
Right. Okay, kids, are you ready for probably the biggest independent comic book release of the year, at least? Here we go.
Coming back?
From Image this week, crossover number 1. The creative powerhouses behind the best-selling, critically acclaimed God Country, Thanos Wins, and Redneck return for the biggest launch of the year. Imagine everything you thought was fantasy was real, and now join us in a world where reality is dead and anything is possible. It sounds like our world, right?
We've been dead for a long time, John.
A long time. Okay, so crossover. I know that we announced our store exclusive last week. We just found out, well, earlier this week that there are more covers for crossover. So we originally were going to do a package deal with our store exclusive by Tula.
Store exclusive on here?
It is.
Okay, cool.
It is. Our store exclusive and cover A and cover B for $20. So we're scratching that. I mean, if you still want that, that's cool. We can still honor that $20 for that package.
If you want to add on,
we're going to do one better for you because there are 4 open to order covers for crossover number 1. Main cover is right here by Jeff Shaw, which is fantastic. Variant cover at the top right on Dom's side is by Ryan Stegman, also very good. This cover is brand new, and it is also by Jeff Shaw, so that's cover C. And then there is a blank, which we don't have a picture of. So those are the 4 open-to-order covers. Cover A up top by Jeff Shaw. Cover B over there on that side by Ryan Stegman. Cover C right here, also by Jeff Shaw, and the blank. So right now, we're offering a package deal for all 4 of those open-to-order covers, plus our store exclusive right there on Dom's side with full trade dress by Tula Latte for $25.
I put a big there for you.
There, yeah,
that's our store exclusive.
That's the store exclusive right there. That's the Virgin. There's not going to be a Virgin cover. We're just doing the one with trade dress, which is right there by Dom's side. So you can do all 4, cover A, B, C, and D. The main cover by Shaw, Stegman, Shaw, blank, plus our Tula store exclusive for $25. If you still want to do the A and B and the store exclusive for $20, we will honor that too. But we just figured we'd show you all of them minus the blank. And that is what ours is going to look like over there with trade dress. So that's the final image of our Tula exclusive for crossover number 1. So don't miss out. This thing is going to be huge, guys. It is a great read. It's a story. The
can't talk enough about this story.
The solicit info that they give you is very, very minimal and terribly vague. So it's basically about a world where superheroes existed until an event that occurred right here in Denver, which wiped them all out.
They cast a bubble over Denver.
We think they got all wiped out. Right.
You don't know what's happening underneath the dome.
Exactly. And then you find out later on that something may have escaped. That comic books are looked down upon. There's still comic book stores, but it's a killer read. It's got a lot of political stuff. It's a fun comic book. So don't miss out on this. We are going to offer crossover #1, not our store exclusive, but any of the other covers. Fully returnable, no risk comic books. So you can buy a copy. You can read it. If you don't like it, bring it back, and we will. We'll give you a credit for your purchase on your next order. So, big deal though. Crossover #1. Jeff Shaw, Donny Cates. It's awesome. Okay. For Marvel this week, we have Avengers #57, the facsimile edition. How about that? Behold the Vision. This is going to be an exact replica of Avengers #57 from 1963. Recreated in its original form with all the original ads and everything. $3.99 for this beautiful book. So, Avengers 57 Facsimile Edition. Next from Marvel, we've got the Marvel Tales Hellstorm. It says Hellstorm on the cover, but I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Oh,
Isn't it Hellstrom? STROM?
I don't remember. I thought it's Hellstrom.
Damon Hellstrom, the son of Satan himself, demonstrates his devilish charm as we celebrate the legacy of the House of Ideas with the era-spanning Marvel Tales. For those of you that don't know, the Marvel Tales books, they're always $7.99, but they're big books, and they reprint classic appearances of these characters in there. So this particular one reprints Ghost Rider, because I copied that up top from the
wording. It says Hellstrom everywhere. Maybe that's the title, Hellstorm.
Maybe that's
a compilation of everything.
Sure. It reprints his first appearance in Ghost Rider #1, and then his own series, Son of Satan #1, and Hellstrom, Prince of Lies #12. So all three of those things are in this one book for the low price of $7.99.
I'm going to say this. Marvel knows what they're doing because they're obviously going to bring this character to Disney.
There's already a trailer, I think, for this that's coming out.
I mean, they do this with their comics. They bring these old characters back, throw it in these books, and then they show up on their other media. So, cool.
All right.
Much better pitchfork than that Aquaman.
Oh, I know. His trident is way cooler, even though he stole that from Blue Devil. Next from Marvel comes Thor #9. This starts a brand new story arc for Donny Cates' Thor run, and the return of Donald Blake. The Prey arc starts here, Prey, not Pray. Once upon a time, a mortal man bore within him the spirit of a god. With a crack of his cane upon the ground, the mighty Thor would appear. But it's been years since the king of Asgard required his human ward. Where has the good doctor been all this time, and what does his reappearance mean for the god of thunder? Donny Cates and Nick Klein journey into a mystery left unsolved since 1962. Main cover right there is by Oliver Coipel. There is a Jenny Frison Valkyrie Phoenix variant I don't have the image for, but I wanted to point that out. It's in the text that's up there at the top. Again, we'll show you how to look this stuff up here in a second. Over there on Dom's side is the Greg Hildebrandt variant, which is fantastic and so neon. There is also a Salvador LaRocca Fortnite variant that I don't have the image for. I guess it was originally supposed to be on the cover to Thor #8, but they pushed it back to Thor #9. And then down here, this is the Jeffrey Verege Thor variant. So for the month of November, Marvel is having Jeffrey Verege do these awesome kind of Native American, Native Voices covers for a lot of the books. This week, there's a Black Panther one for Avengers that I didn't have an image for when I typed this up, so check that out too. This is the variant for Thor. He's doing one for Cap. He's doing one for Iron Man. They are all super cool, and they're worth a look. Check them out, okay? Okay, next from Marvel, we have U.S. Agent number 1 of 5. Christopher Priest and Stefano Landini bring back the super soldier you love to hate. American Zealot chapter 1 of 5. John Walker, the former super patriot, has been stripped of his official U.S. agent status and is now operating as an independent government contractor protecting government covert interests. That sounds fun. His latest protection detail draws him into a conflict between a small town and the corporate giant trying to destroy it. John acquires a new partner and new enemy along the way while being haunted by ghosts from his past and confronting challenges to his future. Main cover right there is by Marco Cicchetto. There is also a Tony Infante variant cover and a Patrick Zurcher variant cover that we didn't have images for when it is.
He looks so.
He's sitting on a couch. He's drinking a Coke. He's got his boot on some guy's hand down there by his shield. It is fantastic. U.S. Agent number 1 of 5. I'm pumped about this next one, man. Finally, from Marvel this week, we've got Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood, number 1 of 4. If you guys remember the Batman Black and White series from back in the day, this is kind of doing the same thing for Wolverine as that one did. It is an anthology book. It's got a host of different creators that are adding stories to this, kind of going deeper on the mythology of Wolverine. Top Marvel talent sink their claws into all new Wolverine tales, and they're bloodier than ever. Logan, Patch, Weapon X, Wolverine, the mysterious mutant has gone by many names and lived many different lives. Now experience all new untold tales of the best there is through the lens of an all-star cast of creators in the unadulterated black and white format with a healthy splash of blood red all over. Return to the Weapon X program with Jerry Duggan and Adam Kubert, and a new revelation from Wolverine's shattered memories. Join Matt Rosenberg and Joshua Cassara on an explosive deep cover spy mission from Wolverine's association with Nick Fury. Head into the wilds with writer-artist Declan Shalvey as Logan finds himself in the crossfire of a deadly trap. This is the one you've been waiting for, bub. Main cover right there is by Adam Kubert, and it's fantastic. There's also a Ron Garney variant. Don't have the image for that. $4.99 for this 4-issue miniseries, starting with number 1. So don't miss that. That's going to be cool. Okay, this next book was on FOC last week. It's on FOC again this week, so we're not going to go too in-depth with it. This is Year Zero, Volume 2, Number 1. Also kind of an anthology book about a whole bunch of people trying to deal with a zombie apocalypse. So if you were on the old Year Zero, you're already on the new Year Zero, Volume 2. If you missed out on the first series, we just got the trades in this week, so you can pick those up and check them out, and then sign up for Volume 2. So there you go. Cover A is by Carrie Andrews. Cover B on Dom's side is by Mike Diodato. Next, from Boom this week, we have an original graphic novel from the world of The Magicians. This is Alice's story. Acclaimed novelist Lev Grossman joins New York Times bestselling writer Lila Sturgis from Lumberjanes and artist Pius Back from The Magicians' new class for a new chapter in the smash hit trilogy The Magicians, now presented in a new paperback format. During her years at Brakebills College, Alice Quinn rises to the top of her class, falls in love with Quentin Coldwater, and witnesses a horrifically magic creature invade their dimension. After graduation, Alice, Quentin, and their friends set their sights on the magical realm of Fillory, but nothing is what it seems, and something darker lies behind the spellbinding facade. It is in the darkness where Alice will discover her true calling and her life and those friends forever changed. 208 pages for this original graphic novel, $16.99 on FOC on Monday. Also from Boom this week, so Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is over. It is basically splitting into Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers. So there's going to be 2 series going on at the same time. 2 new series, 2 new teams. This is Mighty Morphin number 1. The Unlimited Power era begins here, but who is the new Green Ranger, and are they friend or foe? Superstar writer Ryan Parrott, that did the Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover, and rising star artist Marco Renna send the Mighty Morphin team on a collision course with an even deadlier Lord Zed, who has a new mission and a new motivation, one that will change everything you thought you knew about our heroes. But even if the Mighty Morphin team can all find a way to survive Zed and their mysterious new enemies, they may discover the greatest threat to their future is the shocking secret of Zordon's past. The next big epic begins here, perfect for longtime fans and new readers alike. Cover A is by In-hyuk Lee, and it is pretty fantastic. Cover B on Dom's side is by Eleonora Carlini. Cover C down here is going to be a connecting cover by Jung-gen Yoon. And there is a cover D, which is a blank sketch variant that should be on Dom's side, but it's not. They are all $4.99. Mighty Morphin #1. Hi, buddy. Hi. Thank you. Hi, buddy. Finally from Boom this week. Okay, so I just posted on our Facebook page this morning. Rich Ross, who is the head honcho at Boom, he's an amazing individual, posted some interior pages from this book that he shared today because this is on FOC on Monday. I shared his post to our Facebook page. Take a look at this. This is one not to be missed. This is Origins #1 of 6. 1,000 years after humans are killed off by artificial intelligence, one man is brought back to life. David Adams, who created the technology that destroyed his people. Now, with the help of the android Chloe, who revived him, David will try to restore humanity and stop the AI overlords he created. That sounds awesome. David embarks on the greatest battle of his life, seeking redemption while also discovering if humanity can or should have any kind of future. A new sci-fi epic for fans of Little Bird and Descender from acclaimed writer Clay McLeod Champion and illustrator Jacob Rebelka, based on a concept by Arash Amel, Joseph Oxford, and Lee Tolland Krieger. There's a lot of people that had a hand in this book, but it is gorgeous. Please go to the regular Facebook page and take a look at those interior art pages. It's absolutely fantastic. That is Origins #1 of 6. Okay, from Aftershock this week. Due in stores right in time for the election.
This one looks good to me.
We have Red Atlantis #1. A series of unexplained violent crimes on Election Day around the U.S. leads the FBI to zero in on a covert group of Russian terrorists. When a Texas journalism student named Miriam accidentally finds herself mixed up in the investigation, her life will never be the same. With political espionage, treason, and even mind control, can she clear her name and stop the U.S. from entering into a new Cold War? That's a lot to put on a journalist, I think, of any sort, a Texas journalism student. From writer Stephanie Phillips, who did The Butcher of Paris, Artemis and the Assassin, and Descendant, and artist Robert Carey from Aliens, Resistance, and James Bond, comes a fast-paced political thriller that explores the dark history of U.S.-Russian relations. Main cover right there on your screen is by Robert Hack, Red Atlantis #1. Just in time for everybody.
I'm going to be asleep during that time.
Yeah, you are.
I want to be cut open that day.
I really don't know anything about this next one, but it's a one-shot, and it's a #1 from Oni Press. It's called Achewood, The Great Outdoor Fight. 3 days, 3 acres, 3,000 men. The epic spectacle of violence, virility, and valor that helped named Achewood the Time Magazine's best graphic novel of the year. I don't even know. I've never heard of it. Join Ray and Beef on the journey through the complete fight storyline from truck nuts for your smartphone right through the recumbent Tai Chi fighting style and riding into the boys' return home. Includes bonus features like the history of the GOF, which is the Great Outdoor Fight, profiles of past winners, and a brand new look back on the epic storyline by author Chris Onstad himself, plus a brand new cover by the cartoonist. So cover A and cover B are both by Chris Onstad. The whole thing is by Chris Onstad. It's $5. The Great Outdoor Fight #1 from Oni. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. I'm in the dark.
Cover reminds me of an old classic illustrated.
It does. You're absolutely right. Or like an old copy of Time Magazine or something, you know. Yeah,
Weird.
cool. From Oni this week comes Agretsuko Meet Her Friends #1. I can't figure out if this is a one-shot or a new ongoing series. But you can dive further into the world of Agretsuko, the hit Netflix show with these character-focused stories. Up first, meet the enigmatic yoga teacher. Over drinks, Retsuko and her co-workers ponder his mysterious past. Cover A is by Lisa Dubois, and cover B is by Cassie Anderson. So if you're...
I like the B cover, man.
Me too. It's got electric eye flames coming out of there. I've never been to a yoga class like that.
Some hot yoga there.
Yeah, so if you're on Agretsuko with us, we'll probably auto-sub you to Agretsuko Meet Her Friends, because that's easy cross-pull. All right, who's ready for Sexy Time Holidays Special? Here we go. From Zenoscope, in stores November 4th, comes Grimm Fairy Tales Holiday Pinup Special #1. It's just a one-shot. For the first time ever, and just in time for the holidays, comes the Grimm Fairy Tales 2020 Holiday Special. Get ready to check out all of your favorite Grimm Universe heroines and villainesses. I don't know how, that's just sounds weird coming out of my mouth. Both naughty and nice, representing all of that Yuletide cheer. Not that I have a log. I didn't say I had a log. Some of the industry's top artists contribute gorgeous pinups of the Grimm Universe's most popular female characters in this stunning collection. Also includes a never-before-published Grimm Universe short story. So here we go. 4 covers. They are all $5.99. Cover A, Naughty Santa Claus's Mrs. Claus by Alfredo Reyes. Cover B, I Take a Bite of That Gingerbread House by Darlis Santa Cruz. Cover C down here, I don't know about Rudolph, but somebody's red nose is tingling, by Josh Burns. And then cover D, which almost looks like a cosplay cover, but it's not, is by Nelly Jimenez. So $5.99, any one of those 4 covers.
Good, they're finally getting some good covers back.
They did.
Ho, ho, ho.
Thank you, Randy. That was perfect. Okay, so that brings us to our second segment. This is the subsequent print speculation section.
Otherwise known as second prints.
Yeah, that's right.
Or third prints.
Brought to you by one Oscar Cassis.
Hey, bro. Are second prints?
That's how he looks, too.
Why, yes, we do, Oscar.
The counter, he's like that.
There's a crap ton of them this week. Okay, for starters, this just came out on Wednesday. We only find them when they're dead. #2 is getting a second print already, which is just crazy. Brand new cover by Ben Oliver. Fantastic. There you go. We only find them when they're dead. #2, second print. From IDW, here we go. First off, we have G.I. Joe. This came out like 2 months ago.
Was it that long?
Something like that. I don't know.
It was a while back.
This is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Snake Eyes Origin #1, second print. This reprints the original Marvel G.I. Joe number 26 and 27. So there you go. Second print. That's exactly right. Yeah. $4.99 for the second print of G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes Origin #1.
Who drew that?
I don't know.
Does not say. It was
Ron Diaz, maybe? I don't know. Also from IDW, we've got Goosebumps Secret of the Swamp #1, second print. This one came out, I think, a couple weeks ago. Apparently it's sold out. They're doing a second printing of it. There you go. There is. So most of the time with IDW, if you notice up there by their corner box, they just kind of fill in the issue number with a red. The color is the same. Everything else is the same. But that's how you can differentiate between a second print from IDW. Here's another example. Voyage to the Stars, the hit sci-fi comedy podcast. #1 is getting a second printing. Also from IDW right there. From Image, holy crap, guys. This one came out last week. Department of Truth #1 is getting a second print already. If you know, you know. If you don't know, read this book. It is fantastic. It's like Men in Black meets National Treasure, except instead of protecting aliens, they're protecting secrets or truths or any of that sort of stuff. So, James Tynion, Martin Simmons, Department of Truth #1, second print. This next one was on FOC last week. It's we don't have anybody that subscribes to Savage Dragon, but this is an awesome freaking cover. This is a Savage Dragon number 252 second print featuring Savage Charlie Brown Dragon. It's just a cool cover, so if you like neat things, there you go. Eric Larson, Savage Dragon 252 second print. Then we have a list, because Marvel doesn't have any images, and Marvel has a lot of second prints this week, guys. Immortal She-Hulk number 1 is getting a second print. Juggernaut number 1 is getting a second print. Maestro number 2 is getting a second print. Rise of Ultraman number 1, second print. Shang-Chi number 1, second print. Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 5, second print. Thor number 2, 6th print. Venom 25, 5th print. Venom 26, 4th print. Venom 28, second print. X of Swords Creation number 1, second print. X Factor number 4, second print. There are a lot. Yeah, a little bit. It's a lot to read. So that's it. If you, the reason that we call attention to the second print stuff is that generally second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth printings in the case of Thor number 2 have a much smaller print run than the original first printing, and lately they've been going nuts on the secondary market. The day they come out, Venom, I think Venom 27 second print that just came out this week is already a $20 book. So we're trying to give you the tools to order things that you want ahead of them being here in the store and being marked up because of market value. So there you go. There's all the Marvel second prints. And that brings us to our Who Does Number 2 Work For segment.
Who does number 2 work for? Who does number 2 work for?
That's right, buddy. You show that turd who's boss.
Okay, so this is a little segment where we highlight issue number 2s, because just like the second prints, issue number 2s always have a much smaller print run than issue number 1. Stores go big on number 1s. Sometimes publisher offer incentives or returnability or whatever. We look at sales numbers for issue number 1 when we're ordering number 2, and usually cut that by a pretty substantial amount. So from Dark Horse this week, this is Neil Gaiman's Norse Mythology number 2. If you haven't picked up number 1, it just came out this week. It's got 3 stories in it, so each one of these is going to be an anthology book. You had 1 story drawn by P. Craig Russell, 1 story drawn by Mike Mignola, and 1 story drawn by Dan Jurgens. In issue 2, I assume that they're going to continue that anthology kind of format. For Norse Mythology 2, Loki is forced to atone for his latest prank by pitting 2 groups of dwarves against each other in a contest that will either bring the gods greater treasures than they could dream of, or cost him his head, or possibly both. That's how Loki do. Cover A over here on my side is by P. Craig Russell. Cover B on Dom's side is by David Mack. Also fantastic. It's a killer read.
I need that.
Oh yeah, he's already on. He's subscribed to it. So, Norse Mythology number 2. From Dynamite this week, this is what sucks. Number 1 hasn't even come out yet. Number 1 comes out next week. So we have no sales data for number 1, and we're already having to order number 2. Yay. This is Dynamite. Dynamite is a 5-issue miniseries from Dynamite, which is featuring all of the Dynamite characters fighting zombies. So they're taking a page out of Marvel Zombies or Deceased, doing it with their heroes, I guess, or their characters. Vampirella hurtles through space, unaware of the dangers that lurk within the universe. An evil grows on Mars, and Red Sonja discovers an awful secret. That's it. That's all we have to go off of, okay? Written by Declan Shalvey. Cover A is by Lucio Perillo. Cover B is by the Zombie King, Arthur Suydam. Chilled monkey brains is what that cover B makes me think of. Cover C down here with a very cool Deja Thoris cover by Peach Momoko, who just signed an exclusive deal with Marvel, so she's not going to be doing covers for Dynamite or Boom or anybody else anymore. That's kind of interesting. And then cover D on Dom's side is by Declan Shalvey, who is writing this whole thing. So Dynamite number 2 of 5. Next from IDW, there's a whole mess of number 2s. We're starting it off with Goosebumps Secret of the Swamp number 2. 12-year-old Blake was worried that summer break with her weird aunt in Fever Swamp would be boring, or boring for those of you who are spelling challenged. But it's quickly become more intense than she could ever imagine. Lost in the swamp with her gaming rival Lily and surrounded by werewolves, Blake could use a lot less danger and a little more boring right about now. The wild werewolf nightmare continues in this all-ages scarefest from New York Times best-selling author Mariko Nijkamp and artist Yasmin Flores Montanez. Goosebumps Secret of the Swamp number 2. Next from IDW, we've got Marvel Action Avengers number 2.
These are always good. Let's start stuff.
It should be over there. I think Sterling had to make him a new tab because they couldn't find it the other day. Humor and action collide in this exciting new take on Marvel Action. So Marvel Action Avengers are an all-ages, kid-friendly Avengers comic book. We still have number 1 on the rack. This is number 2. Captain America runs into the nefarious Trapster with scores of children in peril. Cap must rely on the aid of none other than Squirrel Girl, as she is taking a ride on his shield right there. At Marvel Action Avengers number 2. Next from IDW, we've got Sonic the Hedgehog Bad Guys number 2. From Sonic veterans Ian Flynn and Jack Lawrence comes Smash and Grab, an exciting story jam-packed with bad guys and badniks. Some of Sonic's worst enemies are back and badder than ever. Dr. Starline, Dr. Eggman's former right hand, has brought together Mimic, Rough, Tumble, and Zavok and promised them even more incredible power, if they can stop fighting each other and start fighting badniks to get to it. Cover A, I don't have, is by Aaron Hammerstrom. This is cover B by Diana Skelly. Number 1 just came out this week, Sonic the Hedgehog Bad Guys number 2. Next from IDW, we've got Star Wars Adventures number 2, also just came out this week. Star Wars Adventures, kid-friendly, all-ages Star Wars comic book for anybody. Between the events of Last Jedi and the rise of Skywalker, Poe and Finn have taken Rey to a remote planet to continue her Jedi training. But they're surprised to find that the First Order's reach extends far and wide. Cover A is by Franco Francavilla. Cover B with, I don't know if that's Spider Leg Darth. It's not Spider Leg Darth Maul. He's just got some fancy socks and knees on. By Megan Levins. Star Wars Adventures number 2 from IDW. Finally, from Image, issue 1 just came out this week. We've got Walking Dead Deluxe number 2. Apparently, they are redoing all 193 issues, so it's gonna be a while. Coming out twice a month. Rick heads to Atlanta in hopes of finding his wife and son, only to face an entire city overrun by walkers. This deluxe presentation in stunning full color also features another installment of cutting room floor and creator commentary. Cover A is by David Finch. Cover B on Dom's side is by Tony Moore. Cover C is the connecting cover by Charlie Adlard. Cover D we don't have the image for, which is Julian Totino Tedesco. That wasn't ready when I typed this up last night. And then cover E right there on Dom's side is by Mr. Art Adams. And that's it. That is the bulk of the show. The last little bit that we leave you with is the entire rundown of all of the titles that are on FOC Sunday for DC stuff, or Monday for everybody else. And the way that you can use this list to your advantage, what are we going to look up?
I've got cover A for Jennikars or cover B?
Cover B, the Eastman cover.
Okay.
So besides the DC stuff that was up there at the top, everything else that you're going to see on this list has an item code over here, right there. All you have to do if you would like to find out more information about anything that's on this list is to copy that item code. So we're going to do it for TMNT Jenica 2, number 1, cover B.
Who's that number?
IDW. Yeah, it is. It's right. All right. See TMNT Jenica Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, it's in all right.
So we're going to grab the item code for cover B of TMNT Jenica number 2, number 1. Copy that sucker, paste that into a web browser of your choice, The very first item that comes up is going to be the previewsworld.com listing. Oh, it worked last week with all the stuff, remember?
Let's try that.
Let's try the Thor Valkyrie Jenny Frizen cover.
Go down to Marvel.
So Thor number 9.
Right here.
The Frizen Valkyrie Phoenix variant. We're going to do the same thing, copy that item code, paste it into a web browser. First thing that comes up, previewsworld.com listing. Oh, strike 2. But that's here on this screen. You can see all of the information. There is the solicit info, the creator info, suggested retail price. Again, we do this show a day early, but you can continue to check this list throughout the weekend and put your order together that you can send to us by 11 a.m. on Monday. And we'll get all that stuff ordered for you. Or if it's not us, reach out to your local comic book store and give them your order. They would be, I hope, happy to receive it from you. But that's it. That's how it works. So hopefully you guys can use that to your advantage. Let us know what you would like. Sunday, 11 a.m. for DC. Monday, 11 a.m. for everybody else for Cutoff. Stick around. We'll be on tonight from 5 to 7 doing our stream sale, so don't miss out on that. Crossover number 1, Tula Latte store exclusive cover, $15 for just that cover. Package deal for cover A through D we're going to do for $25. I'll have to edit that post. There should be some big news coming out from Image, so we've kind of been waiting to go whole hog on that thing. But yeah, that's it. That's our FOC show. I'm John.
I'm Don.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you around, and yeah, that's all I got.
See you tonight.
Peace.